for News Hour. My name is Emmanuel Amagashi.
And I am Mufriwa Dako. In our first report, former President Jerry John Rawlings has asked Ghanaians to support incumbent President Akufo-Addo to fight corruption, which he says is endemic in the country. Mr. Rawlings believes the president has what it takes to fight the conquer, but requires all hands on deck to root out the problem.
The former president made these remarks when a group of actors called on him at his presidency in Accra. The actors are about to produce a movie on corruption. Nuto Bibini Nuto has more to the story.
Ex-President Jerry John Rawlings is on record to have devoted about 40 years of his life to the fight against corruption. And at a meeting with a section of both Ghanaian and Nigerian actors, he urged President Akufo-Addo to stay the course on the fight against the conquer. He was, however, unhappy with an alleged corrupt official at the Lands Commission who was let loose by the government.
I'm not unaware of what this particular Ghanaian has been doing in that department. He should have been thrown out and kept out, investigated. But it appears somebody's influence brought itself to bear and the decision was rescinded. We are very fortunate also that somebody like Nana Akufo-Addo has emerged over here. People think I like that man to high heavens. No, but I respect him for certain principles, certain values. I will continue to pray, and I sincerely hope that he stays the track and he will devote possibly even 30% of his time, 70% for the development programs and projects, etc. But at least 25-30%, he would probably need more than that to fight corruption and corruptible tendencies.
Mr. Rawlings said it was a good time in the sub-region to have Presidents Muhammadu Buhari as leader of Nigeria and Adama Barrow as leader of Gambia to weed out corrupt people in the region.
While some are praying for his health, some are praying that he wouldn't come back. I would like to pray for him to come back. You know, for God to give him, I suppose, there again, rather than blaming him, we should be possibly blaming the extent and the depth to which corruption had gripped Nigeria. You know, and for him to have emerged when he did, for me, was like a divine intervention. But I guess you would need a very creative team that would know how to rescue the economic situation of the country without possibly undermining the cost of living. We must also pray for God's guidance for the new president in Gambia. His emergence brings on board, it's an acknowledgement, the rebirth of true freedom and justice in the Gambia. And I sincerely hope that he will not lose his values. He will not allow himself to be corrupted.
Mr. Rawlings described the times as a defining moment, especially for Ghana, to have President Akufo-Addo at the reins of power to either make or break the economy and the entire Ghanaian society. Nuto Bibini Nuto, GBC24, Accra.
Away from that report, the Ghana Education Service, in collaboration with World Vision Ghana, has launched the Literacy Boost project in the Fantiakwa district of the Eastern region. The project is expected to support the development of reading skills among young children outside of school hours. The project we started last year is expected to end in February 2019.
The 2013 Early Grade Reading Assessment from the Ghana Education Service shows that 88% of children in Primary 2 cannot read with comprehension. Also, the National Education Assessment results indicate that 33.5% of primary 6 pupils cannot read a simple passage of comprehension. The situation is more alarming in the rural areas. In the Fantiakwa district, a 2016 assessment revealed that 98% of primary 1 and 90.40% of primary 3 children cannot read with comprehension. It is to increase literacy skills and learning outcomes for the over 10,000 children from kindergarten 2 to primary 3 in the district that the Ghana Education Service, in partnership with World Vision, has introduced the Literacy Boost project. The project will also improve the teaching skills of over 500 teachers in 109 schools in the Fantiakwa district. At a program to evaluate the implementation process so far, the project coordinator, Mrs. Rebecca Labi, said despite the provision of basic needs, some schools in the district score 0 in external examinations. She said through the project, it has been realized that children do better when the local language is used as the mode of instruction.
By the 3 years, if all the parents are doing their part, if all the stakeholders are keep implemented, we're hoping that by the time the project comes to an end, we'll see our children even more than the 40% we are expecting reading.
Under the project, reading camps have been created at market centers, schools and churches to enable children there to read. The centers have book banks where a variety of books are kept. The Deputy Director of Education in the Fantiakwa District, Mr. Daniel Ahunu, lauded World Vision for the project.
We have about 12 circuits and we have divided them into 3 zones. And the first zone that we rolled out the program, we could see that most of the children have started reading and they can attack words so easily.
Some of the communities visited during the assessment program are in Kankama, Obuoho, Bepoase, Ihiamanchini and Osino. Some community members and children interacted with the team at Nkankama. The Literacy Boost project in the district, which was implemented in March last year, will end in February 2019. It is being funded by the Korea International Cooperation Agency at a cost of over $1.5 million.
20 participants have received Professional Executive Master of Appropriate Dispute Resolution ADR certificate at the Game and Game Academy of Mediation in Accra. The program was designed to provide the requisite skills for conflict resolution and management.
The use of alternative dispute resolution is imperative in the settlement of commercial cases, labor disputes, as well as land and chieftaincy conflicts. It is to provide the requisite skills needed for mediation and dispute resolution that the Game and Game Academy of Mediation organizes the 25-week Master of ADR program for organizations and professionals. 20 participants were presented with certificates at the end of the program. The lead facilitator of the program, Mr. Austin Game, advised the participants to use the knowledge they have acquired to play mediating roles wherever they find themselves.
Since 2003, when we commenced the Executive ADR training program, we've been very clear in our minds regarding our primary objective. We wanted to train a critical mass of people equipped with the requisite skill sets in dispute prevention, early resolution, and interest-based negotiation strategies for business and all facets of society. In view of this, we have been very particular at our mode of delivery and continuously revise the content to meet the changing trend in ADR practice.
The participants were taken through simulation sessions for practical experience.
The Christ Apostolic Church has launched its centenary celebrations with a call on Ghanaians to contribute their quota in diverse ways to the development of the nation.
The Christ Apostolic Church was founded in 1917 by Apostle Peter Newman Enim, who is credited to be the founding father of Pentecostalism in Ghana. The church was established to propagate the gospel and also help the needy in society. Speaking at the launch of the church's centenary celebration in Accra, the general chairman of the church, Apostle Dr. Stephen Amweni, entreated Ghanaians to be patriotic by contributing their quota to the development of the nation.
Let us all be loyal to our country, Ghana. We should not expect anybody from outside the country to come and develop this nation for us. And so we are all here. Let each and every Ghanaian contribute his or her quota to ensure that we have a developed nation.
Some dignitaries, including the chairman of the Ghana Pentecostal Council, Apostle Pukonyina, and Reverend Sam Kwachi Ankra, gave solidarity messages and congratulated the church for the success chalked up over the years. The church's new logo, which signifies newness, was unveiled as part of the centenary celebrations. The centenary celebration will be climaxed in November.
News hour continues after the break.
Welcome to the business segment. Mr. Kofinti, a tax expert, is the new commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority. He takes over from Mr. George Blankson, who goes on retirement. Mr. Blankson is credited for doubling revenue between 2009 and 2012. Mr. Nti, on the other hand, comes to the table with experience in tax finance and banking.
A switch of power from one tax expert to another. It is the first of such changeovers since 3 revenue agencies, the Internal Revenue Service, the Valued Added Tax Office, and Customs, Excise and Preventive Service (SEPS), were merged into what is now called the Ghana Revenue Authority. The man who led this reform, Mr. George Blankson, has been at the helm since 2009. The tax consultant and economist is credited for having doubled revenue during his tenure and putting in place a robust structure on which the authority currently operates.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also certain of a bright future for the Ghana Revenue Authority because the management and staff that we have in the GRA have demonstrated a capacity to hold high the torch of change and have exhibited dedication to reforming revenue administration and doing so tirelessly.
Mr. Kofi Nti, on the other hand, is also a banker, economist, statistician, accountant, and a tax expert with experience spanning over 30 years. He has headed the tax policy unit at the Ministry of Finance for 6 years, from 2006 to 2012.
All the lofty dreams of Our Excellency, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, will be mere mirage. We as a team need to work together to double the revenues that comes through us.
At the official handing over ceremony, a tax policy analyst at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Labisiao, tasked the new Commissioner General to increase revenue.
You have all the qualities to double revenue in 3 years. I challenge you.
The Ghana Revenue Authority exceeded a 2015 target of 21.57 billion Ghana cedis by 620 million Ghana cedis to hit 22.17 billion Ghana cedis.
The Deputy Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Isaac Quinsto, has reiterated a warning given by the Commissioner General that customs officers who connive with importers, traders, shipping and clearing agents to dupe the nation to desist from such criminal acts. The Deputy Commissioner was speaking at a ceremony organized to honor a group of customs officers who have been identified to be honest and dedicated to their work. The event took place at Winneba.
10 10 years ago, this group of young men and women were recruited into the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority to help ensure development and security of the nation. The group has been commended for providing 10 years of dedicated service to the Customs Division in particular and Ghana as a whole. The theme chosen for the celebration was Great Thinker, empowering the young generation to support the vision of Ghana Revenue Authority. The Deputy Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Isaac Crensel, commended the group for their dedicated service to the nation. He charged them to continue to work harder.
As customs officer, you must please be professional and do your work diligently. The work is diligently. Forget about what somebody will give you and focus on what you are supposed to do, because the job is now evolving. Custom work is now evolving and becoming international. Very soon, some of you will find yourself in international clubs because you were once a custom officer.
The Ghana Revenue Authority (GRA) has organized an award ceremony for its staff and stakeholders in Accra. In all, 34 members of staff and 19 taxpayers were honored for their contribution to revenue mobilization in the country for the year 2016.
The award ceremony was to honor staff of the authority who have distinguished themselves and also to recognize business entities who are committed to honoring their tax responsibilities. The newly appointed Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Kofinti, congratulated recipients of the awards for contributing to tax mobilization in the country.
We want to say we thank you because without you, the nation cannot do a lot that it does. The development programs that the government wants to do, the school projects, the school feeding, the health systems, they all depend on the revenue that comes from you. So if you are paying your portions of it, then we have basis to have you here to say thank you. Every citizen has a responsibility to the state. And the way of accounting for the responsibility is to pay back to the country the things that belongs to the country.
Some of the award winners spoke to GBC24.
Personally winning an award as the best manager at the Commissioner General Secretariat is most fulfilling. That have some work, of course, working as a team and all of us working in tandem, we've managed to come this far, and out of the Secretariat I've come out as the best worker, and I think I'm grateful to everybody, our co-workers, and indeed the whole organization for getting us this far.
We are delighted about the award, and it goes to show our commitment to the country. GoFuls, we've been in the country for a very long time, and this is not the first time that we are receiving this award as the overall taxpayer, but we are delighted. It's going to go ahead to actually ginger us and motivate us to do even more.
Best GRA workers from the northern and southern sectors received citations, flat screen television sets and refrigerators. The taxpayers also received citations and plaques.
On the interbank market, the pound is selling at 5 cedis 46 pesos, the US dollar at 4 cedis 37 pesos, and the euro is also trading at 4 cedis 66 pesos. We'll take a breather once again.
Journey, a reporter's diary of events from across the country, showing every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. only on GBC24.
Hello and welcome to this segment of the news, where we, the reporters, get to take you along and share our experiences. My name is Grace Amponsa Santi. Today, I'm taking you northwards. The people of the Upper West region engage in farming, livestock rearing, spinning, weaving and smoke designing, poultry, blacksmithing and carving. The region is administered politically from Wa. For the first time visitor, tourist centers such as Nas Palace and Larabanga Mosque, Jirapa Nas Palace, Nandom All-Stone Gothic Art Church and the Hippopotamus Sanctuary. Also, attractions like the Golu Slave Defense Wall and Slave Site Caves, as well as George F. Ferguson's tomb, attract tourists to the site. On my first visit to the region, I took an interesting notice of a town called Kaliu.
The Upper West region, with Wa as the regional capital, was formerly part of the Upper region, which was itself carved out of the Northern region in July 1960. The region is bordered on the north by the Republic of Burkina Faso, on the east by the Upper East region, and on the south by the Northern region, on the west by the La Côte d'Ivoire. The Upper West is located in the Guinea Savannah vegetation belt. The vegetation consists of grass with scattered drought-resistant trees such as shea, baobab, dawadawa, and neem trees. It has 5 administrative districts, namely Wa, Nadoli, Jirapa Lambrusi, Lara, and Sisala district assemblies. The major ethnic groups in the region are the Moli Dagbon and Grusi. My visit there coincided with a dry season characterized by the cold and hazy Hamatan weather. After some rest, I took a drive around Wa and its surrounding towns. As a first-timer, I took the opportunity to experience a ride on the motor tricycle, popularly known as the Mahama Kambu. I also remembered to catch a glimpse at the Wa airport. And later, a visit to the Wa Nas Palace. After the tour, I headed to my destination, Kaliu. Kaliu is a small town in the Nadoli district in the Nadoli-Kaliu constituency. It falls under the jurisdiction of the longest-serving Member of Parliament in the Fourth Republic, Mr. Alban Bagbin. Major languages spoken by the people are Dagari, Sisala, Wali and Lobe. Kaliu and surrounding villages have well-constructed roads. The town is connected to the national grid. In Kaliu, the educational institutions run from kindergarten to primary, junior high, senior high, technical and vocational schools. This facility in Kaliu takes care of the basic health needs of the inhabitants and surrounding towns and villages. This is the Kaliu Catholic Church. It was built by the early missionaries who brought Christianity to the region. Majority of the people in the community are Christians and mostly Catholics. This mosque also serves the Islamic community at Kaliu. It is a sunny Saturday at Kaliu. All seemed calm for a town with its population in the hundreds. So we decided to find out more. On our tour around the community, we came across this woman preparing one of the favorite delicacies in the northern part of the country, Tuzafi. She gave us some tips on how to prepare this meal flawlessly. After some interaction, she showed us where the town folks have gathered. It was a funeral. At Kaleo, culture is not only observed through the celebration of festivals, but also at funerals. Upon reaching the funeral grounds, our attention was drawn to the fashion statements made by the people. Majority of the women were dressed in different fabric colors, unlike the usual all black, red or white worn at many funerals in the south of the country. Almost all the men at the funeral were also dressed in smokes. While there, my ear picked up the soothing sound from a beautiful musical instrument, the xylophone. Mr. Louis Breimer explained to us how the xylophone is made and how it produces its unique sounds. He said people in the region employ the services of the xylophone players because every tune from it communicates something about the particular event it's played at. From the gathering, I visited some farmlands in and around the town. Their vegetation consists of grass with scattered drought-resistant trees. Crops grown here are maize, millet, guinea corn, and granules. My stay at Kaleo was interesting, with the great hospitality of the people which made me feel at home and want to stay much longer. I left the Upper West region with my eyes fixed on the beautiful sunset resting over the scattered savannah, hoping to return again to visit and explore other towns and tourist sites.
My Journey segment returns next week. The news continues.
When night falls and the city lights are shown bright, with the country entirely asleep, then the work of the journalist begins. Our imagination goes wild, dreaming, thinking, and searching for that unique story idea. Visualizing and translating these ideas into action brings the story to life. And, like the fizz in our wine glasses, the story bubbles, finding space as headlines on front pages in the print, broadcast electronically, and posted on new media across the globe. And when it catches the attention of the powers that be, they act speedily.
Join my able panelists and I as we speak to weightier issues from all quarters of the professional ladder, share our journalistic experiences and offer insight beyond what is reported, all on one magazine platform, the Reporters Roundtable, every Thursday at this time on GBC24. The Reporters Roundtable, all angles, all sides.
It's about exposing the vulnerabilities women face.
But you are in a peculiar situation. You are pregnant.
Yes. I've told that point already. My family is a small family. And my father too is old man. He cannot work again. That's why I'm pregnant and I come here.
It's about being ready to speak out for our own rights.
We are saying that surrogacy unregulated is dangerous for our society. The authorities should get up and put regulations in place. Otherwise, we are putting our young women at risk.
We are always striving to reach the top, no matter what.
I was chosen not because I was a woman. I was chosen because when I went for the interview, I seemed to have everything that the Ghana Chamber of Mines wanted.
We are frank about who we are.
I deal with mostly women. Even though I deal with men, most of my clients are women. And you know, we women, I don't know really.
And in today's world, we do have a say.
Actually, they are dead drunk. We do have a voice. With that voice, we can change the world. With that voice, we can take command of our broken communities.
Women's Voice, weekdays on GBC24 at 4 p.m. and on Mondays and Thursdays on GTV at 4 p.m. Women's Voice, articulating the issues affecting women and sharing their unique stories with the rest of the world.
Now, Ghana's ranked welterweight contender, Frederick the General Okunka Lawson, has arrived from his base in the United States of America. Lawson will slug it out with Jamaica's Sakima Mullins for the WBC International Silver Welterweight title. The bout is part of the Ghana at 60 Boxing Championship.
As part of celebrations of Ghana's 60th independence anniversary, Street Rise Promotion in association with Aero Hawk Sports Management and the Ghana at 60 Planning Committee will on Saturday 11th March host 3 World Boxing Council WBC title bouts at the Bukum Boxing Arena in Accra. One of Ghana's finest boxers, a world-ranked welterweight contender Frederick the General Okunka Lawson, who is built to fight on the night, has arrived. Lawson says he's ready to put smiles on the faces of Ghanaians by winning his contest.
This is my last opportunity to say, I can't afford to lose this opportunity, so they better come and watch it. I don't want to say much, my hands are going to talk.
Lawson faced the crack Jamaican Sakima Mullins for the WBC International Silver Welterweight title.
We don't have much fight, but I've watched his couple of fights, I read on him, and he's not that horrible or terrible, but he's good. He's a good boxer. He's also in the world, he's placed in the world ranking too, because he's fought the WBC once and twice. So I think he's someone that we don't have to joke with. I have to be serious with him. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm coming down to acclimatize the weather and train down here, get sharp for the fight.
The last time the General Okunka was in the ring was in November 2015 in the United States of America, where he suffered a broken jaw against Kelvin Beza.
The Ghana Mixed Martial Arts Federation, GMMAF, will on the 6th of March this year stage the first international contest in Accra. Ghana will face Nigeria.
Ghana will be 60 years on the 6th of March this year. As part of the celebrations, the recently outdoored Ghana Mixed Martial Arts Federation will host 4 international bouts in Accra to celebrate the occasion. The chairman of the Ghana Mixed Martial Arts Federation, Mr. Jeff Taylor, is upbeat about the championship.
It's just a promotion bout that we're promoting the sport. It's going to be 4 fights in different weight classes, and we're going to have entertainment and several things like that. We decided to do it on the 60th year anniversary for Ghana's independence, which is really, really important. Because we're doing it, it's not like we're against anyone. This is Africa. We're all Africans. But we just want to have some excitement along with it.
Officials from Ghana and Nigeria called for a massive turnout.
Come 6 March, you will see something wonderful. Ghanaian athletes have trained very well, and they want to prove to Ghanaians that we have good fighters here, and want to also tell Ghanaians that and the world that mixed martial arts originated from Africa.
In the back home, we the Nigerians, we've prepared, we've trained, we're ready for it. And I'm also asking the Nigerians that are based in Ghana here to come out that day to come and support us.
Mr. Bawa Fusaini is the Secretary General of the Ghana Mixed Martial Arts Federation.
We are ready. On the 4th of March, there will be the weigh-in here, and the 5th of March will be the bout. The bout will be in the evening, 7 p.m. sharp.
Now, the first edition of the Dansoman Workout for the year 2017 has been held. The street aerobics event is aimed at sensitizing the community on the need to engage in regular physical activity. It was on the theme, saving lives through exercising.
Hundreds of people turn out for the February edition of the Dansuman workout session. The street aerobics event is put together by a former Black Stars defender, Samuel Foyo Johnson, and his team of experts from the Body Fitness Center. Apart from helping to burn out accumulated calories, the event also served as an avenue for socialization and networking. Seasoned fitness experts took the participants through 2 hours of exercising. The assistant gym manager of the Body Fitness Center, Mr. Charles Buswansa, promised more of such events.
Very soon it will be national. It will be regional, then it will go national. So very soon we move it from Dansoman to Independence Square, and it will be a nationwide something. We want to promote fitness. It is a fitness revolution that Body Fitness Center has started, because people are really dying, people are sick, people are just paying too much medical bills.
Some participants called for more. Mr. Samuel Foyo Johnson was happy at the turnout.
Fitness is very, very important at this present Ghana. Because without fitness, whatever you are eating, because you know our food is not strong like old days. So we need to exercise to balance our body so that we'll be strong enough. So we are planning, me and my partners, we are planning that we want it to be big, very big. Maybe we can open other places, other cities, so that everybody will reach that small package that we have. At least some people also can train.
Officials from the Body Fitness Center say the next edition will be in April.
That was sports. The arts and entertainment is next.
In entertainment, some Ghanaian writers and poets, as well as members of the Pan-African Writers Association, have met at the residence of the Colombian ambassador to discuss the works of Alvaro Mutis. Alvaro Mutis was a versatile Colombian poet, novelist, and author, best known for his novels featuring his alter ego.
An extract from the book Immigrant was read by the Vice President of the Ghana Association of Writers, Dr. Geisika Agambila.
A plane took off from the airport nearby to the right. Ade watched as the plane rose up. He saw it holding its nose and sticking it into the clouds. It was heading towards the Atlantic Ocean. Ade told himself that he too must, in the next week, travel in the same direction.
There was a short clip on the literacy legacy of Alvaro Mutis by Charlotte Rogers. The clip then sparked an intellectual debate amongst the audience, including the ambassador of Colombia, Claudia Tebe, and Professor Atukwe Okai, the Secretary General of Pan-African Writers Association.
You must write with a clear, with a working consciousness, so that there can be meaning to what you are writing. The emigrant is coming from the condition of the African who has suffered the fate of our accidental leaderships. That our society is so rotten that we are all trying to fly away through the desert, through the ocean. That's what this novel is about.
Claudia Tebe applauded some of the amazing writers Ghana has and advised that Ghana documents its beautiful stories to keep the culture alive.
Ghana is an oral culture, so you are storytelling people, and this is part of your beautiful tradition. And so when you arrive here, when somebody like me arrive here, we wish to find books, documented information, and this is a project that can be developed so that all the knowledge that you have, all the information that you have, don't get lost.
The Colombian embassy hopes that subsequent gatherings bring together writers and poets from around the world to share ideas and deliberate on works of each other.
That's it for entertainment. Now the weather report up on your screens.
The Winkle Weather Report, brought to you by Adriane Hene with technical support from the Ghana Meteorological Agency.
Good evening, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the Weather Report segment of the evening news, and it's proudly brought to you by Adriani Hine. No significant rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours. Over the next 24 hours, we're expecting the hazy weather to affect the entire country. But with respect to other elements affecting the weather, let's see the changes that will occur. From tonight till tomorrow morning, no significant cloud formations are expected across the entire country. But throughout tomorrow morning, a sunny weather is likely to affect all areas. Temperatures would fall to a range of between 24 and 23 degrees Celsius over the northern and the middle areas, and will appreciate to 26 degrees Celsius over the coastal belt. Moving on to tomorrow afternoon, few cloud formations are expected over the forest areas, with a partly cloudy atmosphere over the coastal belt and still some sunny conditions affecting all areas. With respect to temperature, it will rise to 38 degrees Celsius over northern Ghana and its surrounding areas, will continue falling to 36 over the middle, and finally to 33 degrees Celsius over the coastal belt. And lastly, for the case of humidity, it's likely to be low across the entire country and average over the coastal regions over the next 24 hours. Over the next 48 hours, hazy conditions are expected across the entire country, with exception of the coastal belt where isolated thunderstorms with rainfall will occur. Here though is the weather in detail. Do stay tuned.
Thanks for your company. The news came to you live from GBC24 and Ghana Television.